Hold on, y'all. Hold up, y'all. Hold up, y'all. Let me get some water up in here. Hold on. Gotta get my water ready. Y'all hit the like button as soon as y'all get up in the stream. Hit that like button. I'll be right there. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right there, y'all. All right, all right, all right. My bad, y'all. Had to get my water situated over there. Get my beverages right. Y'all know how that goes. Let me hop on the Facebook real quick. Let them know we live. Hold on a second, y'all. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing good. How's everybody out there in the hood? It's another Thursday. Y'all know what it is. Live time. Live time. Live time. Drop a comment in the comment section. All right, cool. All right, we good. All right, we up there on Facebook. We good. How's everybody doing tonight? Don't forget, as soon as you join the stream, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. As soon as you enter the stream, y'all, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. I got ice cold water tonight. I had to change my glass real quick, y'all. My bad. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Thursday night? The weather's getting nice. America is opening back up. If you haven't got vaccinated yet and you're on the fence, you don't want to get it, you don't believe in vaccinations, whatever the case may be, protect yourself, protect others, wear a mask, y'all. Let's get back to normal. All right, man. Today we're gonna be talking about this is a this is a crazy topic, and I have my opinions on this topic, and I really want to ask you guys. We're gonna have a really serious chat tonight about this. This is a very serious topic. If you're not in the know, the Joe Budden podcast, one of the most successful podcasts there is out there, is going through a little bit of turmoil right now. Joe Budden, Mal, Rory. There's a little bit of turmoil going on with the show. It seems like Rory and Mal are no longer with the show. And I don't know how long you guys have been watching the Joe Budden podcast. I've been watching the podcast for a number of years. Okay. And I usually watch it on YouTube. I know they have it on Patreon. And before they used to have the live, they used to do it, then they used to drop it on YouTube later. So I've watched their podcast for years and years and years. I've always thought that Mal, Rory, and Joe were really good friends. Like when I watched their old streams, they talked about hanging out together, going on trips together, traveling around the country together. They did tons of shows together. They've been at each other's houses. I've even seen a episode where Joe and Maul spoke about getting arrested and spending a night in jail. So I say that to say that these guys, to me on the outside, seem like they were great friends. And their podcast has like just been going up and up and up for the last few years. Like when it comes to podcasts out there, there's a lot of people doing podcasts now. And I look at Joe as one of I won't say the first, because there are other guys I think probably had some, but his was one of the most successful podcasts where you could look at to see the things that he's doing and you can learn a thing or two from his podcast. So um, I always thought they had great friendship. The way they spoke on stage, the way they got together, the way they put everything together, it to me seemed like they had great friendship. Now, when I'm looking at what's going on now with them, it seems like money, it seems like money seems to be the cause of the breakup. We got Clayton Phillips in the building. Clayton Phillips, thanks for joining the stream. Thanks for the chat. Don't forget, y'all hit the chat. Let me know how y'all feeling tonight. Tonight we're gonna be talking about the Joe Budden podcast. Should friends should friends get into business together? Should friends get into business together? Can friends, somebody you've known for years, somebody you love, somebody you respect, somebody who's been to your house, somebody that's been to your that ate your mama's cooking, somebody that you got into fights with, somebody that stole your girlfriend when you was younger, somebody that you invited to your wedding and spoke at your wedding. Friends, should friends get into business together? Is it a bad idea for friends to do business? Is it a bad idea for friends to open businesses together? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel about that tonight. I have my opinion on friends and the workplace, friends and business. I have my opinion. I'm going to let you know how I feel. Drop in the comment section. We're also going with Memorial Day versus predictions, y'all. Swiss beats Timberland. We're only a few weeks away from Memorial Day, and we don't know who the versus is going to be yet. So today I'm going to be asking you guys today, what is your versus prediction? They said it's going to be a rematch. So Swiss and Timberland posted up on the versus page. Memorial Day versus is going to be a rematch. So tonight we're going to be discussing, who do you think is going to be in that rematch? Also, J. Cole's album just came out. Shout out to J. Cole. We waited a long time for the J. Cole album. How do you rate the album, y'all? How do y'all feel about the J. Cole album? Long wait. Long wait. J. Cole had us waiting a minute for this album, for this piece of work. Now he's over there in Africa playing basketball. How do you guys feel about the J. Cole album? Drop a comment in the comment section. Shout out to our girl, Diamond Onyx. She's been missing in action. She's really busy. So if you guys are wondering what's going on with Diamond Onyx is just doing her thing. Really busy nowadays. So shout out to Diamond Onyx. We see you out there. We see you doing your thing. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Jason Sweet. Jason's over there. He's probably at work right now. Jason's going to tap in later also. He dropped a comment. He dropped a comment on the Instagram earlier today. Let me read Jason's comment. Jason dropped a comment earlier about one of the questions we have for tonight's show. Let me get Jason's response. So again, the questions we dropped for tonight: Memorial Day versus rematch predictions. Jason says it's going to be Swiss Beats versus Timberland. So Jason says Swiss Beats versus Timberland, Memorial Day versus. Second question, can friends go into long-term business together? Jason says depends on the person. And we also ask J. Cole's album reaction. Jason says that's a fire album. So y'all don't forget, y'all can hit up our Instagram. Drop comments on our Instagram. I'm gonna hit the comments. We got Clayton Phillips in the building. Clayton Phillips said, "What's up? What's up?" Clayton Phillips said, "I think friends and business should stay separate." Woo! Wow! 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 Clayton? Can you elaborate? Clayton. Clayton said, "I think friends and business should stay separate." Clayton, please elaborate on why you think friends and business should stay separate. Clayton also says, I give J. Cole's new album a 9. 9 out of 10. Woo! That's heavy. Okay. I've been listening to the album. I've been listening to that album nonstop, man. I've been bumping it. I've been bumping it. Clayton says a 9. Okay. Nicholas McFarland's in the building. Nicholas, thanks for joining the stream. Nicholas also says it's a bad idea. Friends go in business together. People are too emotional. Oof. Oh, you guys are. So we got Clayton that's against friends going into business. We got Nicholas that's also against friends going into business. Nicholas says people are too emotional. Hmm. I have some things to say about that, but I'm going to wait till Clayton drops his next response. Clayton, you said, I think friends and business should stay separate. I need you to elaborate just a little bit more on that before I give my opinion on that. Um, yeah, man. So the Joe Budden podcast situation, it just seems like something came up in the past about, I think it was somewhere around a $400,000 error, and questions started to pop up. And this is when more questions started to arise. And from what I've listened to, from when I listened to Joe speak, and when I listened to Rory and Mal speak, what I hear is that even though the podcast was created by, as far as what I've heard from what they said, Joe and Rory kind of started it off, and then Maul came along later on, and then it started off small and it turned into what it is. But when I listened to the interviews that Joe's giving, and I listened to the interview what Maul and Rory are giving, it sounds like Joe, because everything is under his name, he makes it seem like it's his podcast, and Rory and Maul are a part of the podcast, sort of like workers, sort of like interns. And what Rory and Mal are saying is that no, when we came on, Rory, I think, came on first. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. Rory is like, look, when I came on, this wasn't like this. We created this together. After months and months, after years and years, we created what this is today. And the same, Maul is saying the same thing. When I came along, I came on just to do one show. I started doing some other shows with y'all. It caught on, and it went into something that we did together. So it sounds like Joe wants or thinks that he has ownership of everything because everything is under his name. And he's the one that's doing the dealings, speaking to Spotify, speaking to Tidal, speaking to all these other companies. And Rory and Mal are just workers. So I'm going to go back to the chat. Clayton says, I'm going to go back to the question that Clayton answered first, then I'm going to go to his second response. So he says, I think friends and business should stay separate. So says, why I think friends and business should stay separate is because sooner or later they will start to feel like they are entitled to more pay. Okay, okay. Here's the thing about business, and I'm not a business major or anything. I'm just talking from what I've learned, what I know. Right? Here's the thing about business. If you have something, if you're creating something, when it comes to business, if you have multiple people involved in it, it's hard to put everybody's name on something. So it may have to be. It's like the boss attitude in your building. When you get a job, when you go to work somewhere, there is a head figure, and then everybody else falls in line and does their part. Okay, I understand that in these situations, these guys feel like they're part owners. So Rory and Mal feel like they are part owners of this. And I understand that, truly. But if you're if Joe, Rory, and Mal are all part owners, the money should be divided equally. If I own something and my partners are in this with me and we're in this together, I should not, if I'm doing the same amount of work that you're doing and you're doing and you're doing, I should be getting the same money that you're getting. Why should I get less when I'm doing the same amount of work, when I'm showing up every day, when I'm coming here on my day, when I'm editing, I should get the same amount of pay that everybody's getting if it's part ownership. But I do understand what Clayton is also saying is that sometimes if, again, goes back to the boss mentality, if there's someone that's the head, and everyone else is under who falls in part and does what they have to do, maybe the person that's organizing everything, is in charge of everything, maybe he does have a right to get more than everybody else below them. So, uh, friends and businesses stay separate because sooner or later they will start to feel like they are entitled to more pay. I think it's okay to be entitled to more pay if we're all in this together. If we all have a say in this, if we're all putting in equal amount of time, equal amount of effort. And listen, whenever something's in one person's name and there are multiple people involved, the person that's everything is his name and he's taking care of all the day-to-day activities, yeah, sometimes that person might think that they're entitled to more because they're doing a little bit more than you're doing. Yes, you're showing up for the show. Yes, you're here, but I'm speaking to Spotify. I'm speaking to Tidal. I'm negotiating contracts. I'm in the office with these guys trying to get us more money. Maybe that person does deserve more. You guys chime in. Let me know how you feel. Clayton, thank you for the comment. We got Aaron Fletcher in the building. Aaron, thanks for joining the stream. Shout out to your Brooklyn Nets. Big Brooklyn Nets fan in the house. Aaron Fletcher. Enjoy the playoffs. Tonight we're talking about Joe Budden, Mal, Rory. Should friends get into business together? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? We're also talking about the J. Cole album. How do you rate the J. Cole album? Is it fire? Is it garbage? Drop a comment in the comment section. And we're also talking about Memorial Day verses. Who do we think is going to be in the Memorial Day verses? All right, so I'm going to pull up a few numbers. So I think this Memorial Day versus, this is my thinking. It has to be someone that has put up it's got to be two things to have a Memorial Day versus. It's either got to be someone or who versus that did big numbers on their verses, or the verses that they had was very entertaining and the people want to see it again. So that's my two pieces of criteria for a versus rematch. It either has to be whoever did the verses before, they did great numbers, because it's all about the money sometimes, or it's a versus that everybody enjoyed and want to see it again. So we're going to go over some numbers from some past verses. And this is Instagram and Apple Music numbers. All right. So the Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz, total views, they had 1.2 million views for the Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz versus. Brandy versus Monica did 4.2 million views, total views, in the Brandy versus Monica. That's crazy. We have the Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle versus. That versus did 2.5 million total views. That's a good. Excuse me. They did some numbers too. The Gucci Man versus Jeezy versus. They did 5.5 million views. Gucci and Jeezy did 5.5 million views for their verses. E40 versus Too Short, they did 1.9 million views, total views, so almost 2 million, 1.9. And Ashanti versus Keisha Cole. Ashanti versus Keisha Cole did 6 million views. Oh, woo! So again, Memorial Day, there's a versus rematch that's supposed to happen. They haven't said who it's going to be yet. I think it's either got to be someone that had a great versus. I think Bounty Killer and Beanie Man had an amazing versus, but they never really post the numbers for that versus. So I think it could be them. But I think it has to be someone that had an amazing versus and the people want to see it again. Or it's a versus that did big numbers and they want to duplicate that with a second versus. So again, Ashanti Keisha Cole, 6 million total views. E40, Too Short, 1.9 million views. Gucci Man versus Jeezy, 5.5 million views. Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle, 2.5 million views. Brandy versus Monica, 4,200,000, so 4.2 million views. Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz, 1.2 million views. So that's just my opinion on what I think that versus is going to be about. All right. So again, don't forget, as soon as you guys join the stream, if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, give this video a like. Don't forget, if you like 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s hip hop, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share the channel to everyone that likes old school hip hop. Let's get these numbers up on the subscriptions, yo. So yeah, let's go back to friends and business. So here's the thing. Here's my opinion on friends and business. I listen. When you when you grow up with someone and you grow around someone and you grow around people in your younger years, early teens, your late teens, your early 20s, going into your 30s, you're an adult. Excuse me. There's a lot of things you learn about that person or those people that you grew around. There's a lot of things you do with those people. Those are the people that's most likely in your inner circle. You go to their weddings, you go to their bar mitzvahs, you go to parties with them, you went out with them, you hung out with them, you clubbed with them, you cried when one of their relatives died, you went to their kids' parties, you've seen their kids grow. You're around them all the time. These are people that's in your circle. These are people that you have some sort of emotional connection to. Why would you not want to get into business with someone that's close to you, with someone that you have invested time in all of your life, for someone that you've seen grow from a child to an adult, and you want to see them win? If I know you and you're in my circle, I want to see you win. I want to see you be successful. I want to see you make it in this crazy world. Why would I? Why would this is just questions. I'm just speaking from my point of view. Why would I want to go into business with someone that I don't know, that I don't have connections with, that I, can I say it, don't trust? I don't know anything about. I've only known you a month, a year. I've known this person for 20 years. Why would I not go into business with people that I know? Why would I not want to try to get successful and see them get successful with me at the same time? No, I get it. I get it. Sometimes there are people in your circle that probably don't think the way you do. They don't see the vision like how you see the vision. I get it. I get it. But I personally think that getting into business with people that you know or people that are close to you, in my opinion, is safer than getting into something with somebody else because that person probably won't care if the business falls or thrives. They might just find the exit to get out. This is just my opinion. It's tricky. It's tricky. So drop a comment. Let me know how you guys feel. Clayton thinks it's a bad idea. Nicholas thinks it's a bad idea. Let me know what you guys think about friends getting into business together. Would it work? How long will it last? Would you rather see your friends, family members, or someone close to you get into business and be successful? Or would you rather meet a stranger, someone brand new, get into business with them and be successful? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Let's move into album of the week, y'all. Let's do album of the week. Now, again, we're talking about Memorial Day verses. Swiss Beats Timberland hasn't mentioned who the verses is going to be yet. So, my prediction for the Memorial Day verses, album of the week, my experience by none other than Bounty Killer. I think that this versus is going to be a rematch of Bounty Killer and Beanie Man. This is my prediction. It could be Timberland versus Swizz. It could be Brandy versus Monica. Listen, Brandy versus Monica did Brandy versus Monica did 4.2 million views on that versus. I don't think it's going to be Gucci versus Jeezy. That was a little bit too tense. They did 5.5 million views. Ashanti and Keisha Cole did 6 million views. I don't think it's going to be a repeat of that. I think it's the verses that started versus the way we see it, how we have verses now, artists together. I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a versus. I think we're going to see a versus between Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. That's my prediction. Drop your predictions in the comment section. Who do you think is going to be the Memorial Day versus rematch? Who do y'all think is going to be? Drop in the comment section. Clayton Phillips said, I see where you're coming from. Yeah, Clayton, look, listen. I would rather see my peoples. And when I say my peoples, I mean people that's close to me, people in my circle. I would rather see my peoples be successful before I see a stranger be successful. Yes, I want everybody to be successful. If you want to do what you want to do and do it, do it. If he's doing what he's doing, do it. If she's doing what she's doing, go ahead, do what you're doing. I don't know you. Do your thing, get your money, be successful. Yes. But if I had a choice to make to say, hey, would you rather your close friend be successful or a stranger be successful? I'm picking my close friends every time. These are people I grew up with. These are people I shed blood with. These are people I got into fights with. These are people I've seen cry. These are people I've gotten drunk with. These are people I party with. These are people I've did everything in my life with. I want to see them successful. So I would, in business, and sometimes it doesn't work. That's just how the world is sometimes. Sometimes things don't work. And if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. The friendship doesn't have to end. The business has to. If we're in business and it's not working out, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. I'm not happy or you're not happy. The business can end. That's the good thing about being a human being. We can start over, y'all. When you hit rock bottom, when you lose everything, you have a business, you're trying, the business goes under. It's not the end. All right, cool. It didn't work out. All right, my dude. All right, my G. Love you. All right. I'm going so. You can start over. But I'm choosing friends and family over strangers every single time. And some people might think it's safe to go with a stranger. You might know certain things about somebody that, nah, I'm not getting business with him. He's crazy. Nah, his drive in there. I can't get him. He's my man, but he just. I get it. I get it. I get it. Don't forget to hit the like button, yo. If you like this content, give me a like. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video. Kwame Brown is in the news. Kwame Brown is wilding out, calling everybody out. Oh man, this cast is crazy. J. Cole album. Now, J. Cole. Do I like the album? Yeah, yeah. 12 tracks. Bars. Bars is back. Bars is back. This was released on Rock Nation. This is a Rock Nation album. And recently, DJ Khaled album also dropped from Rock Nation. And I've been listening to both albums. Have you guys listened to the DJ Khaled album? If you have, drop a comment. Let me know if you listen to it. Which one are you listening to more? DJ Khaled or J. Cole? Let me know in the comments. I'm definitely bumping J. Cole more than DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled album is pretty good. I like some of the features on there, I like some of the songs on there, but I'm more of a hardcore artist fan. So J. Cole's album is picking up more of my time. Favorite song on the album? I don't know, man. That opening track, 95 South, is hard, yo. Opening track, J. Cole comes in and just rips that track apart. So it might be my favorite track. Pride is the Devil is a pretty good track too. I like the Climb Back also, but I might have to go with 95 South as if I had to pick a favorite track, I'm definitely going with track number one, 95 South. We got Sarah Richburg in the building. Sarah Rich, thank you for joining the stream. Sarah Rich, big Knicks fan. Don't forget, yo, if you got Instagram, go on to Black Sarah. Join her live each and after every Knicks game. Knicks are in the playoffs. Sarah has a comment. Sarah says, "What have I missed? What triggered friends in business? Just tuning in. Good afternoon." Sarah, today we're talking about Joe Budden and the Joe Budden podcast. Recently, Joe Budden's podcast with Joe Budden, Mal, and Rory, they've sort of broken up the podcast. It seems like Joe has fired Rory and Mal, and they've all gone on different outlets to start talking about what transpired, why they are where they are. Bottom line, it looks like, Sarah, it looks like even though Rory and Mal is saying that the podcast was created by Joe and Rory, and Mal came in, and it was not a I own the podcast, you're joining. They're saying that it was a culminated, they were all in it together, and they built the podcast to what it is now. Joe, again, if I'm wrong on this, you guys hit the comments, quote me. Joe is saying that because he takes care of more day-to-day business, speaking to the Spotify, speaking to the titles, speaking to the execs, putting the deals together, getting all the day-to-day stuff together. He is saying that it is his podcast and they are workers working for him on the podcast. Diamond Alex is in the building. Diamond Alex, thank you for joining the stream. We gave you a shout earlier. I told them you're mad busy lately. If they don't see you, you're mad busy. So shout out. Thanks for joining the stream. So that's what's going on in the news right now. It's a very big thing, the Joe Budden podcast. Joe Budden also has a spinoff with some ladies. There's another podcast that he released under the Joe Budden podcast. I think it's called and the thing is, let me get the correct name. I don't want to butcher their name. I watched the podcast too. See, the thing is, okay, yeah. So yes, So the podcast is called See the Thing Is, and it's an all-female podcast. And my homegirl Bridget, I like Bridget. Bridget's on there. It used to be three young ladies. So when the original podcast started, it used to be three young ladies. One of them ended up leaving. Now, after the Joe Budden podcasting blows up, she has just went on and stated that she was sexually harassed by Joe. This is the reason why she left her all-female podcast. And Joe has also came out and apologized to her as well. So a lot of stuff going on with the Joe Budden podcast. So that's just brought up. Should friends, Joe Budden, Mal, and Rory, to me, it seems like they're great friends. They've been doing this podcast for years. I've been watching their podcast for years. They look very close. Should friends get into business? I need you all to drop in the comment. Let me know what you guys think about friends doing business. Clayton Phillips had a lot of good things to say. Nicholas also chimed in. So you guys go back in the chat and look at that. Clayton doesn't think that friends and business should mix. Nicholas McFarland also thinks that friends and business should not mix. I, on the other hand, am on the other side. I think it's the best thing. Well, let me not say the best thing. I think it's good if longtime friends that you grew up with, you sweat and blood with. If you, I want to see my friends come up. I want to see my friends win. So I wouldn't mind getting into business with my friends. I would rather get into business with my friends over strangers any day. Um, but yeah, really good point of view. Nicholas McFarland says, Clayton, respect your point of view. That's true. Respect that, Clayton. I get where you're coming from, man. And to Clayton's point also, I have seen with my own eyes family and friends do things and it falls apart. I, I've seen it with my own eyes. So I understand where that's coming from. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine today. When it comes to money, when it comes to money, people see and value money on different levels. So whenever it comes to money, it's always very tricky to do things with people when money is involved. So shout out to Clayton. Thank you for those comments. So yeah, don't forget, y'all. Memorial Day versus is coming up. Don't forget to drop a comment. Let me know who you guys think is gonna be the Memorial Day versus. Remember, Swiss Beats and them says it's gonna be a rematch. Okay, so there was tons of verses. Memorial Day versus is gonna be a rematch. Who do you guys want to see in a versus rematch? I personally think that it's going to be Beanie Man Bounty Killer versus again. I think they started off versus in the same room doing it together. They were the pioneers of that. That was an amazing versus to me. I love the Beanie Man Bounty Killer versus. So I think the next rematch, I think it's going to be a Beanie Man versus Bounty Killer rematch. But I also gave you guys some numbers. I also think it could be one of the verses that did a lot of big numbers. I'm going to give the numbers one more time. I'm going to give the numbers for some of the verses. I didn't give this one earlier because DMX passed away. Rest in peace to DMX. But the DMX Snoop Dogg verses, it did over 2 million views as well, total viewers. So shout out to DMX Snoop Dogg and their verses. Rest in peace, DMX. But the DMX Snoop Dogg verses did 2 million views. The Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz did 1.2 million views. The Brandy versus Monica versus did 4.2 million views. The Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle did 2.5 million views. The Gucci Mane and Jeezy versus did 5.5 million views. Excuse me. The E40 versus Too Short versus did 1.9 million views. And the Ashanti versus Keisha Cole versus did 6 million views. And we all know what happened with the Ashanti Keisha Cole. It was a little, but I don't think the people want. Well, It did 6 million views. I could be wrong. But I don't know if we want another Ashanti versus Keisha Cole versus. Who do you guys think is going to be the versus rematch? Hit the comments down below. Let me hit the comment section. You guys are busy up in there. Thank you, Sarah, for asking the question. Thanks for joining the stream. Diamond Onyx says, boss in chat. Hey to you. Shout out to Diamond Onyx. Thanks for coming back in. Um, Diamond Onyx says, Joe got attachment issues in the media's eyes. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Joe is a self-proclaimed what they call those people that are on and off. I forgot what they call them, but Joe says all the time he's bipolar. So Joe's my dog. Um, Diamond said professional demeanor is needed to branch off into business mode. Yes, if you're gonna do business, listen. If you're gonna do business, please be professional. Whether it be with friends, with family, with strangers. If you're gonna get into business, be serious about your business because if somebody wants the business to be successful, if you're not going hard and that person is going super hard, it's not going to work, man. You got to match the energy. You got to both, or whoever it is, whoever's in the business, y'all got to sit down and have the goal. Look, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going to go. This is where we want to be. If I'm in it 100% and you're in it 40%, nah, we both got to be in it 100% going forward. So, yes, Diamond Onyx, you're right. Sarah says, you can go hard with your friends and make paper together, but I have seen the other side of it. Yes, I agree. I agree. I would love to go hard with my friends and be successful. It'll make it feel so much better knowing that we have a business and it's thriving and this is my man that I grew up with. Or this is my homegirl that me and her grew up with. It'll make it feel so much better to see that myself I'm successful and that person or those people are successful too. I see that. But you're right again too, Sarah. I have seen the other side of it too. I have seen family, friends do things and it fall through and it causes a mess. And yeah, man, I understand. Dominic said there's a lot you can't do with friends. An honest Abe you must be. Um, listen, hold on a second, Diamond. Hold on. If we're adults, if we're adults and we can't handle honesty, really what is there? If I'm an adult, you're an adult, if we're all adults in the room and we're doing something where we're doing business together and we can't be honest and have honest conversations, what are we doing? Do I want to get into business with someone that's not honest with me? It's not telling me what's going on with the numbers. If the numbers ain't really what it is. If we're not selling as much merch as we said we're selling, I hear you. Diamond Eye said there's a lot you can't do with friends. An honest Abe you must be. Clayton says I think it will be Jeezy versus Gucci again. No, Clayton, no, 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 no. Jeezy and Gucci is not. Listen, wait. Hold on. Let's get the numbers one more time because they did do some big numbers. They did Gucci Mane. Let me go to the Gucci Mane and Jeezy numbers in total. I'm gonna go through it in total before I answer this. So Instagram streams. There was 1.8 million concurrent viewers in Instagram while they were on Instagram Live. Apple Music did 2.3 million views by itself. There was over 126 streams of the verses. There was 1.6 million tweets about the Gucci versus Jeezy verses. There were 3.2 million tweets globally for the Gucci Mane versus Jeezy verses. And again, they had 5.5 million total views. I get it. I get it, Clayton. I get it. The numbers are crazy. I get it. And I'm a numbers person. I think whenever numbers are big, The suits see the numbers. They're like, oh, cha-ching, let's do it again. But, but, the Gucci Man versus Jeezy versus was one of the closest thing we got to verses in all the verses. If you didn't watch that verses, when these guys came on stage, it was like the old West. Like one was ready to draw, and the other one was ready to draw. They were at each other's necks when this verse has begun. Not Jeezy, Gucci performed the song where he's talking about dissing Jeezy's man that got killed. That's the first song that Gucci played, talking about his dead homeboy. That verses was so tense. If you watch that verses, if you watch before the verses started, when the both entourages came in, the both entourages walked past the TV screen because the TV screen was on. They were playing music. They were deep, not they. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci was deep. I don't think, and Clayton, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna come up here and say I was wrong. I don't think we're gonna see a Jeezy versus Gucci. It was too tense. It was great. I enjoyed it. I loved that versus. They were doing bangers. Gucci was there. Jeezy won that though. Jeezy had more hits. I gave it to Jeezy. But that was a very polarizing versus. They really went at each other's necks on that versus. So I don't know if they're gonna do another Jeezy versus Gucci versus. If they do, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Um, where we at? So Clayton says Jeezy versus Gucci. Diamond said that's a go. Hope, good pick. Diamond is down with it. Okay, okay. Diamond smashing the like button. Thank you. Hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Diamond I said J. Cole is something like a phenomenon. That album is fire, man. I like the album. Sarah says, I think it's gonna to be a rematch of those females that showed up later. So wait, Sarah, hold up. I'm not trying to throw shade here. I'm not trying to throw shade here. What female artists showed up on time for their verses? Who? What female? Wait, hold on. Ashanti Keisha Cole was mad late. So they were late. The the Gladys Knight, I think they were slightly late if I remember. Not super late, but Gladys Knight and them they were late. The Brandy Monica, they were late. Who was on time? So, but I do think that Sarah is talking about Ashanti versus Keisha Cole because Ashanti did come, I think 40, no, Ashanti came into the building, I believe, like maybe 20, 15, 20 minutes in after 8 o'clock, and she sat in her chair for till about 8:45. So I believe Ashanti did come slightly late, but she was there and she waited in her chair talking to the fans until Keisha Cole came. Keisha Cole came maybe 45 to 50 minutes late. So I think Sarah is talking about Ashanti versus Keisha Cole. So, but again, they did 6 million views, y'all. So I could see that being another versus. I can see it. I'm still going with Ashanti if they do that versus again, but I can see it. We got Jason in the building. Jason made it. Shout out, yo, shout out Jason. Again, Jason did it. Go to the Instagram and Jason answered the question. Let me go back to Jason's answers, yo. Shout out to Jason. Jason hit up the Instagram. Jason says the Memorial Day versus rematch is going to be Swiss Beats versus Timberland. The question was, can friends go into long-term business together? Jason says depends on the person and we asked J. Cole album reaction. Jason responded with a fire album. So don't forget, y'all can go to Instagram, hit us up, drop comments, see us on our Instagram page. Shout out to Jason. Jason says, I think it's Swizz Timberland for the third time. Now, man, you know what, Jason? I don't want to see Swizz and Timberland again, man. I like Swizz. Swizz is my man's. Timberland's is my man. I know they got hits for days. DMX album's coming out soon. It might be a good look. Versus anniversary just passed. It might be a good look. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see Timbo and Swizz. There was DJ Premier versus. There was a RZA. RZA did a versus. I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it's going to be Bounty Killer versus Beanie Man on the next versus rematch. They had an amazing rematch. They had amazing verses. This was an international versus. People all over the world watched this versus. Jamaica was going crazy. Bounty Killer. Bounty Killer was killing it. Beanie Man killed it. I think this is going to be the rematch. I don't know what Swizz and Timbo is taking so long to announce this versus, but they need to hurry up. We need to drop a video for that. Don't forget, y'all, we got new artists with new music just dropped. Artist called Truth. The song is called Nothing New. Go onto the channel. Go check that out. He's a brand new artist with brand new music. Go and check out his video. The video, we have it up. The artist is called Truth. Give it a listen. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the song. I saw Diamond Onyx leave a comment on there. Don't forget, we just dropped album cover Wednesdays yesterday. Go check out yesterday's album cover Wednesdays. Drop a comment. Let me know how you guys feel about album cover Wednesdays. Let me hit some more comments before we get up out of here. Sarah says, yes, that is the one I'm talking about. Oh, yes. Okay. So, all right. So that was a good versus. That was a very good versus. Big numbers. Ashanti versus Keisha Cole. 1.2 million concurrent viewers. That's crazy because most of the verses now on Instagram, they're doing 500,000. I seen 405,000. I've seen somebody cross the 500,000. Ashanti and Keisha Cole did 1.2 more. 1.2 million people were on the Instagram. Were on Instagram. 1.6 were on Apple Music. And again, that's not even counting the YouTube numbers. And again, total 6 million viewers. So yeah, Ashanti Keisha Cole. If Versus is looking at numbers, I might just be it. Jason says, "What up, chat? Chat is talking back." Jason said, "Diamond Onyx, hey ya." Clayton says, "We want a rap group versus battle." If we were gonna get a rap group versus battle, there's talks right now of 3-6 Mafia. I saw Jason talking about that on the Instagram. 3-6 Mafia is trying to versus Bone Thugs and Harmony. So I think that may be in the works. I think they shelved it, but it seems like Country Black is talking about that, so that might happen. I know they talked about a Mobb Deep versus. I don't know if that's going to happen. EPMD was just on the Redman versus Method Man, so EPMD looks good. We might see an EPMD battle, but yeah, if there was to do a rap group battle, I don't want to see Mobb Deep. I'm a big Mobb Deep fan. Rest in peace, Prodigy. But I don't think anybody can rap Prodigy's verses, so I don't want to see anybody disrespect Prodigy's verses. I think Wu-Tang Clan as a group versus is hard to beat. I don't know who you could put against the Wu-Tang Clan. Outkast, I think would be nice. They have some really good I think we could see. I think we should see like diplomats is still around. G Unit is still around. I know Rockefeller broke up, but Jay could make some moves. Get Chris and Neef. Get Beans. Get Bleak. Do a Rockefeller. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a tough one. I would love to see it though. I would love to see a rap group versus. I would love to see it, but who? I don't know. Jason says Swiss said on a recent Hot 97 interview he's waiting on two versus matchups to be confirmed. Then he's putting the calendar flyer up. One is an international versus. I'm guessing another reggae maybe. Okay, okay. Yeah, I want to see another reggae versus. That reggae versus was fire. I love that reggae versus. But I think they're gonna try to tap into something from England, maybe some England. They might try to do something Espanol. They might try to do some kind of Espanol verses. So we'll see. All right, thank you for that, Jason. Diamond Alex says he is raw, the truth, new music track. Nicholas McFarland says my song 95 South and my life, Amiri. Okay, yeah, that 95 South track is hard. Yo, listen, when I put that J. Cole album on and that track came on, I was like, ooh, calling, playing with them. And yeah, track two, Amari. Okay, 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 okay. And my life. So you go. So so Nicholas is going track one, two, three. Favorite tracks. 95 South, Amari, my life. Okay, all right. Diamond Alex says Jodeci can be in the battle. Ooh. Do we want to see another Jodeci versus mm, a rematch of Jodeci? Mm, Jadakiss versus Fab again? Mm, I don't know, man. It's up in the air with me. I don't know where they're going to go with it. We're almost at the hour mark, yo. I want to thank everybody for joining the stream today. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for commenting. Don't forget, y'all, if you guys like new artists and you guys like new music, go and check out the video we dropped, Truth. His song is called Nothing New. Brand new artist, brand new music. Drop a comment. Let me know how y'all feel about the track. Let the artist know how y'all feel. Drop a comment down there. Don't forget album cover Wednesdays. We just dropped one. We got another banging album cover Wednesdays coming next week. So look out for the next album cover Wednesdays, y'all. I want to thank everybody for joining the stream tonight. It's your boy, Slow Tree. I'm up out of here. I'm going to see y'all next